Good evening, everyone. It's Hwanseung News for the 1st of August. We're rocking into the second half of the year quite smoothly. This is my second week of recording. I just want to let you know this is all one take. I do my research on the articles that I cover here, but you'll find that I like to make it interesting, providing my own experiences dealing with corporate professionals in Korea, among the major chaebol, which is the large family-owned conglomerates, and the executives and C-level, the people that I get to know through my day-to-day dealings. So this is all one take. And let's just get into it. So just a reminder, why is it called Hwanseung? If you're new to this channel, okay, basically Hwanseung means transfer. We transfer transport, we transfer planes, we transfer companies, we transfer countries, we transfer money, we transfer jobs, we transfer knowledge, insight, and information. Okay, welcome to Hwanseung News. Okay, you're with Paul. All right, let's go into the first one here, guys. The first one here is this: users are abandoning Meta's threads after explosive start in South Korea. So you're probably wondering why. Now, you have to understand that the Korean social media market focuses a lot on visual appearance media there, such as pictures and video content here. So initially it got off to a lightning start, okay, as the rival to Twitter, now called X, and globally it had 100 million signups there. I'm just wondering if this is going to become a sign of what's going to happen globally. So basically it comes down to this: even if you join, it's no guarantee that the people around you are going to join this platform as well. And that's where it's starting to fall through in Korea. So you see on this graph here, the number of daily users here. We're up to July 20. We're just past July 25 here. It peaked at around 258,000 daily active users, and then slowly it's gone down. Even the app downloads have just crashed from 130,000, and it's peaked down there. Now, also, large conglomerate companies, executives, and HR teams, and promotional customer relations teams also jumped on the bandwagon early on, but they've been very quick to distance themselves from its spectacular failings here. So let's look at this feedback here. Threads is not fun. It's nothing different from Instagram. It's complicated and confusing. If you're on Instagram and you're using Instagram there, why would you make it more confusing and trying to convey your company's message or your personal profile online? It's just Koreans are very, very discerning customers when it comes to products and services there. So it's not something that's the flavor of the month, unfortunately, there, and it's quickly going downhill. I predict by the end of September, October there, I think it's going to be non-existent in Korea. Instagram is already too strong, and Twitter has got a good following among politicians and some businessmen as well, businessmen and women. So yeah, I don't really think it's got a bright future in Korea at all as it goes in time there. Okay, now our next one here is nearly 30% of HYBE's K-pop trainees, okay, are non-Koreans. Now, you might recognize the word HYBE. They used to be called Big Hit Entertainment. This guy, the president of HYBE, was a legend. He's the guy that discovered BTS, okay? And he raised them, he trained them, and he sponsored them right from living in an office, in an apartment there, when they're all living in bunk beds, in double beds kind of thing there. So it's amazing that you'll see here, and here's the HYBE headquarters here, that there is so much content of being created, and a lot of apprentices being invited from other countries there to share their talent with Korean PDs and dance choreographers and stuff. And I guess in the long term, it's a very smart move, because the Korean market has a saturation point in terms of fans and subscribers and viewers. So you really do have to branch out to the Southeast Asian countries, and even in America. Look at the effect that BTS has had over there. Look at Blackpink. Do 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 do, the song there, 2.2 billion downloads, I believe it was on YouTube or Spotify there, which is really amazing. So, I do believe that they do add a good flavor, a good blend of talent and appearance to these kind of bands. And you'll see here another one here. Hybe 17 has 4 foreign members here. This one here. We've got 2 from Japan, Le Seraphim. And so they're obviously catering very strongly for the Japanese market. So yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat, K-pop is definitely here to stay, and it's made a very strong following globally. I believe the grandmaster of K-pop must have been Psy with Gangnam Style many years ago, but he really paved the way. He really paved the way for Korean content to really penetrate the global market there. Okay, all right. Now, our next one here is, guys, married people are more satisfied with work-life balance than singles. Now, this article did not go into too much detail of the reasons why, okay, but speaking from personal experience, I've been married for 8 years. I've known my wife for 10 years. I've got 2 beautiful young daughters. One is 6 years old, one is 3 years old. And becoming a father and becoming a family man, being responsible for the well-being of my wife and my 2 daughters really elevated and boosted me in terms of my work ethic there. I go all out. I have a very busy schedule as it is, while I'm raising Hwanseung to get more direct customers there, but currently contracted to the biggest agency in Korea for executive English classes, which I intend to taper off going into the next year, into 2024. But yeah, I mean, I start work at 6 a.m. and I finish at midnight. Okay, so, you do the math, that's like a lot of hours there. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., have a dinner break, and then I've got it going on there. So, nearly every waking hour I devote to making money for my family. I get a kick out of it, I'll be honest. I really do enjoy working hard, and I've never worked this hard in my life. And what makes it worthwhile is coming home, and my daughter's coming home from daycare, and asking me to spend time with them, which I try to do as much as I can during the weekdays, but I devote all my time to them in the weekends. I guess you could say I get more personal adult interaction from meeting my clients, who are executives and C-levels at Korean major companies and conglomerates there. So I don't really have time to see my personal friends that I've made over the years in Korea, but I do catch them and I do follow them online. I guess the easiest way is to actually invite them to my house and spend time with my daughters and then go out for a dinner like that. But yeah, it is a special feeling. It is a special feeling that creating a life or 2 in my case, and raising them to be a good reflection of me and my wife, and being a good provider for them. I don't want to be the father who is like, my daughter might be like, hey dad, I want to learn how to do this. I want to go and be this kind of person in the future. I don't want to be the person who's like, I'm sorry, honey, dad doesn't have enough money. I don't want to be that person. So I work hard now that I can be financially independent within the next 10 years. Okay, FIRE, F-I-R-E. Okay, very popular coin term that's being used these days, and that is financially independent, retired early. Is my ultimate goal. So yeah, in the end, I really do hope that Hwanseung takes off, my group, and I want to be getting into a lot of direct clients myself, and gradually moving into headhunting, perhaps even into finance and real estate, because as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we do transfer a lot, don't we? We transfer companies, that's headhunting. We transfer money, that's finance. We transfer property, we transfer land. Okay, that's the real estate there. Okay, now I've got an interesting one coming up for you Korean food fans. We've got Nongshim, the biggest Korean instant noodle maker, and voted the #1 brand. Nongshim Shin Ramyun is the #1 brand by the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. They are about to drop and release The Shin Ramyun the Red. Shin Ramyun the Red is coming on August 14th. Have a look out for this, guys. This is twice as spicy as the original Shin Ramyun. I anticipate, I really do hope that it's going to take the world by storm and fire. Literally take the world by fire. It's going to be great. But you're probably wondering, you've probably tried buldak bokkeumyeon. You've probably seen that on the Korean Englishman's YouTube channel, and they did the challenge with, they had foreigners trying the fire chicken noodles here. I'll just give you a little comparison. Have a look at this. So we've got the original buldak bokkeumyeon. We've got the buldak bokkeumyeon, the jimdak there, and then we've got the 2x buldak hot chicken curry, carbo, cheese carbo there, jajang, okay, which is like black Chinese style Korean black bean noodles, and then original ramyun. So original ramyun, which would probably be like the Shin Ramyun, has 0 Scovilles. Now, the Scoville heat rating was made by a scientist, a food scientist, who came up with a spicy rating there. So that gives you an idea, a comparison of how spicy these things are going to get. I assume that if original ramyun is here, probably the Shin Ramyun, the red, is going to come around about 4,000 to 5,000 Scovilles there. So, yeah, if you are a hot and spicy fan, do try. But don't say I didn't warn you. I'm going to definitely try it there. My favorite ramyun is Tumse Ramyun, made by Paldo and sold exclusively at the GS25 convenience store. It's a very comforting food because I feel that, for me, spicy food really gets rid of my stress. If you give me Vietnamese pho, I will leave that red, full of sriracha and sauce there, sriracha sauce and hoisin sauce there. So I really like spicy foods there. Korean chili peppers, I found the best ones were at local privately owned mom and pop restaurants, where perhaps the owner or the parents of the owner were growing hot chilies on their rooftop, on their villa, and they were, geez, did they pack a punch? Did they really burned when they went down, but they were very nice. Can't say too much about the next morning, but that comes part and parcel with partaking in the risk of taking and consuming spicy foods. Okay. All right. Now this last one, guys, here. Costco. Okay. I know that Costco is a very popular thing for Koreans here. They like buying in bulk. Okay. And they like seeing the latest foreign items that are available. Costco, I did visit in New Zealand when I visited in March. It was amazing at Westgate there. And yes, but what happened, unfortunately, about a month ago, guys, there was a Costco cart retriever, okay, a trolley pusher who collapsed and fainted. He was actually walking 28 kilometers a day. He was walking 28 kilometers a day, working 13-hour shifts, 11 to 13-hour shifts there, just collecting carts in the car park. Okay, now there was no aircon, there was no water, bottled water provided for him, there was no fan, industrial fan for him there, and he just died of a heat stroke and collapsed there. I believe the autopsy kind of showed he had a heart failure or something, or a brain aneurysm, I think it was there, pulmonary embolism, okay, and excessive dehydration from the heat. So it was very unfortunate. But what is happening now is it is drawing criticism from the public because the national country manager of Costco Korea at the actual the funeral parlor, said, he kind of blurted out that, oh, you guys didn't tell, to the parents, you guys didn't tell us that he had an existing medical condition. Now, how rude is that? These people are trying to, farewell their loved one. It's a very delicate and very sad time there, and the country manager turns up and pins the blame on that. I feel there was a total PR disaster, total public relations disaster, and I really hope that he is sidelined for that from the Costco headquarters. I believe the family of the deceased is taking it up with Costco's headquarters. Now, Costco is a very good employer globally and also in Korea. This is just a very unfortunate incident that's happened, and I really do hope that large employers that are in this situation, they do take note from this incident and look out for the best interests of every employee. That goes from senior employees right down to the entry-level trolley and cart retrievers, the collectors. Okay, everyone deserves, suitable work environments there. Okay, guys, that was Hwanseung News for the 1st of August. Let's have a good one in August. It's going to be very, very hot. I hope you cool down where you can. We're transferring all the time in our lives. We're transferring transport. We're transferring planes. We're transferring money. We're transferring countries, companies, knowledge, wealth, and information. Those were our people today. That's Hwanseung Tonight.